Welcome to the conclusion of Oracle of Seasons and the entire Oracle McFly story.
Been such a long journey, but here we are.
It's taken us, what, a month?
Right. This tree is very happy to see us.
He's a big happy boy now.
Has he been eating the essences? Look what I threw up!
This is my version of a kidney stone.
You don't want to know where that came from. So just like in Ages, you get a big old seed that dispels dark energy. So all that weird wavy stuff, if you walk near Onyx's castle, gets dispelled, just like with Varen in the tower. Oh, finally! There you are!
I've been stomping around here for weeks.
I am sore, but you should see my thighs. They're massive now.
I'm not wearing armor over my pants. Unfortunately, it looks like elephantitis.
I might need to see a doctor. Oh, Din, right. We were supposed to be saving her. I find it odd. You save Nehru halfway through the other game. But this one, Din's got to wait the whole time. I'll save her later. I'm going to climb inside you first.
Well, I want to see how tall he's got now.
He's pretty tall.
I thought there would be one more gaseous seat at the top here. Feels like there's supposed to be one at the top right there, but no.
Just nothing. She's gone, so you guys can go.
Stop panicking, Slap!
Oh! His sprite is so funny when he flies. Right, so we're back over here again. This time we're going to go back to the left where we originally trespassed. Except now, the seed is going to protect us. Somehow.
It's sort of sad. We've spent the entire game collecting these essences, and ultimately what it amounts to is stop waving.
Right.
It doesn't really do anything against Onox, it just allows us to get to him.
Protects you from vertigo.
Oh no, thunderstorm.
That was a lot of very specific lightning strikes. Somewhere from behind a bush, Impa's like, I told you so!
Then why did you run away?
Oh no.
That burns the Empire down. Wait, shit.
Your death will be the spark that... Not the world, just vanishes from Huron Village.
Yeah.
So, once again, Zelda's passed out on a table. Who could have foreseen this?
We can't, kill her.
Right. I was gonna say, just like in Skyward Sword, they're gonna take their sweet time sacrificing her.
We're gonna tickle her to death.
It's gonna take a long time, but it'll be worth it.
Alright, Onox. Onyx's castle is a very basic dungeon.
Yeah.
Up to the sides, we've got pretty much every side you go in. There are these rooms with a single fairy and tiles that fly at you. If you step forward, the door gets locked, but you can use the boomerang to grab the fairy and refill your hearts.
Yeah. It's a perfect opportunity for that remote boomerang.
However, any of these later rooms, if you go off to the side to get a fairy, it takes you back to that first room.
Yep, it's kind of a penalty, so don't grab the fairy unless you're really hurting. Truly, though, you really shouldn't have much of a problem with these enemies.
No.
Especially with the red ring.
And then the room right before Onox, it's Face Man again.
It's me again!
Did I tell you about milk? It's delicious! Yes, I was too old to watch Nick Jr. when it was on, but I still did it anyway, damn it. I liked Blue's Clues.
Stick Stickly was better than Face. That's it.
That's it. And just a refill room.
That's Onyx's castle.
A little weird that there's a refill room with pretty much all of your items, but you only really need the sword.
Yeah, Onyx's fight is relatively straightforward. Not like Varen.
Oh no! Oh, he gets a ball and a chain.
Seriously, you've been looking for this? So since he swings a ball and chain, obviously the coding was in the game. Come on.
Now, I had so much trouble first time fighting him because the only attack that does any damage to him is a spin attack.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else.
It's that armor. And yeah, Pegasus Seeds are not required, but very, very helpful in this part.
And remember, I'm taking triple damage. Or at least 1.5.
Yeah, why are you wearing that ring?
Because I ended up having to do multiple takes of these fights.
Right.
And in the process, I learned my mistake. Now, in his second form, he uses Din as a shield. If you attack her, you injure yourself because you're hurting your friend. But in the one case of using the Rod of Seasons as a weapon, you can push her out of the way with it. It's a little odd.
It's like a gentle nudging, too. It's just like, yeah, go over there.
Oh no! And he's down.
Or is he?
Still can't save her yet.
Nope. There's no reason to avoid the holes. You actually want to fall down.
Yeah. Well, I'm weighing it in my head, and I decided whatever.
The final boss is a platforming boss. So I guess Onyx does have some magic because he can transform into a fucking dragon.
Dark Dragon is a cooler title than General.
Yeah, I think I'd go with that. So yeah, those claws do a lot of damage. It's not fun.
And I'm bad at dodging them. You probably do need to jump off of them in order to get an attack in.
Yeah, you do. You were just going for the fire. Let me keep jumping into them.
I really can't emphasize enough how bad I am at this boss.
Yeah, we're finally switching off for that ring. Yeah, this boss is pretty tough, and it makes sense for Seasons to have just kind of a tough, very straightforward boss at the end of it.
Oh, and I even got it his hand.
I was saying between takes, when I did this boss fight, it was with 3 hearts and a wooden sword. And, yeah. That's about as fun as it sounds.
I do not envy you.
The only way to avoid the sweeping attack is to actually go to the opposite side of the room, because he doesn't go all the way across.
Yeah, the very corner. So the blue flame, he kind of guides at you. The red attack just sprays all over.
Right. You're getting pretty low, and you don't have a red potion anymore.
No. This goes wrong in pretty much every way.
Is this a failed take? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Just to show that if you do fail the fight, you start over at the beginning, and everything is reset. Everything.
Yeah.
Except you don't get your red potion back.
Right. Pegasus seeds help with that, too.
Hang on, I'm gonna sit on you.
Except he doesn't have an ass. He's just a front half with a tail, looks like.
Foiled again! Ah. I cannot get that timing down, but there he goes.
He's licking your sword.
Your hand is gross!
It's pretty verbose for a dying dragon.
The flames of destruction!
Finally. Are you coming out of there, Dan? Hello?
I need to walk forward.
I could have done that the whole time!
I just wanted to keep Onox distracted.
Oh, hey, Biff.
Where am I? Where am I?
So I guess this is the seasons all getting fixed. So it's spring everywhere now.
Deep hair.
You know, it can't all be perfect.
Not the minute or second, but the hour.
We couldn't get very precise. Ho ho ho.
Ho 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 ho.
Finally.
Thank God you played through the first game.
Right.
We had to do so much less work.
Time to resurrect the ultimate evil.
Konami.
I was about to say Girahim, but whatever.
Girahim was too great to be evil. Or at least the ultimate evil.
Right.
Surely the powers will aid you, as in refill your health.
That's all I'm good for. One free heal. Everybody gets one.
Nehru's back.
Yeah, Neighbor's here. Okay, sure. Surely you remember Nehru, right? You just played that game, huh?
Ralph just runs in. You forgot?
Who could forget Ralph, the Oracle of Shouting? There's a lot of pop and circumstance in this.
In white screens. But here we are.
Ultimately, you're just teleported to the witch's lair. Goma statues on the wall? The mother brain? What is that? So the puzzle here is to go wherever the eyes are not looking.
Yeah. Not there.
The funny thing is there's no hint for this. You just kind of figure it out. Which, once again, I appreciate.
You can kind of infer it.
Yeah.
I think I'd learned about this a long time ago, well before I'd ever done this LP or even LP'd before, like maybe from watching your LP of it. But having completely forgotten about it, I caught on to it pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Well, that was easy. Oh.
Oh no, she's snoring too loudly.
She should have worn a nose strip.
So you want to know a fight from Ocarina of Time that does not translate well to 2D?
Yeah. You're not kidding.
You would think this is pretty easy. Oh yeah, one's fire, one's ice. Shoot their attacks from one of them to the other. It's pretty easy. The problem is you cannot aim your attack at all.
Yeah, it's ultimately just kind of chance. You just swing your sword and hope for the best.
Welcome to your doom.
Plus, the fight in Ocarina of Time was just great. You had the mirror shield and it was shooting a giant beam across the room. It was awesome. That was a good fight in that game. This, not so much.
No, they just throw balls at you, you swing, and you hope that it goes in the direction of the other one.
Yeah, you gotta use your sword. The rod doesn't do it. It would be one thing if they followed a pattern that you could kind of predict and use that to your advantage, but they just randomly fly around the room. So this fight can be really quickly if you do it right and get the right pattern, or it can take ages.
Oracle up.
The Oracle of, right.
Luckily, it only takes seasons.
Perfect. You got lucky there.
Yeah. It's time for Form 2, Twinrova proper.
Fusion. We look a little different, but not quite.
They look like they've got a bit more of a mask.
Yeah.
But they will change the arena to one of their forms, in this case fire. Weirdly, you need to hit them with sense seeds to stun them, then attack them, and then while they're standing stunned, and you can see they switch between one of the primary colors. When you've hit them and they have both colors turned up, then you need to hit them with sense seeds. Again, this is something that is not conveyed to you at all. I had so much trouble with this, just because the basic way to fight the boss is not told to you.
It's trial and error till you get it right. Ganon's return is one step away. So, sacrificing Zelda would have brought him back, but sacrificing themselves is okay too. If they wanted him back so much, why didn't they just suicide a long time ago?
Because unfortunately for them, that's actually a half measure.
Yes.
For whatever reason, Zelda would do it right. Twinrova, not so much.
Please hug me.
Ganon's back.
And he's a little insane. He's kind of lost his mind. And he's got unique boss music, which is awesome.
He's a little bit tough, he teleports around, but spin attacks do damage to him. Pretty much the only way to do damage to him. He's got a few more moves than the classic Ganon fights.
Right. I mean, he's an homage to the fights.
The really tricky thing... I don't think it's coming up right there. It'll be coming up quickly here. Nice Kamehameha.
Very Hadouken!
Right here, he messes with the arena. The arena is pulling me in towards him. So you need to be really careful, because just touching him does damage.
You still don't have a red potion, do you?
Nope.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna leave and go get one.
Yeah, because fuck going back to Sunken City.
Oh boy, another one.
Oh, I think it would be sick.
That is really bad on the ice.
Yeah.
But he's down.
Well, I mean, bye, Ganon, I guess. Ultimately not too terrible. That's it. You're doomed to be in this room forever. Oh, wait, there's stairs.
Slip on the stair, crack my skull.
What? Was I snoring? I'm so sorry.
How do you know?
Right.
You were asleep.
Hey, shut up. It's not called The Legend of McFly. I guess Zelda must be really hard to kill, because you'd think she's there on the table. Just, you know, stab her. Like, I'm sure they've got a dagger somewhere.
Go coroner on her.
Like, hell, break your broom off and stab her with that.
Or just smack her with her broom.
Yeah. Or, you know, throw her into the endless pit that you're standing next to. Whatever, there's a bunch of ways.
Quick, ride a leaf.
Oh, you should have grabbed one of those. Now I can't save you. You're doomed.
McFly, I'm your father. By the way, earlier in the cutscene, one of those rocks clearly beamed Zelda.
Yeah. It'd be funny if it just knocked her out and then you're left to die there. Whoops.
But hooray, I won the game!
Hey, and neighbor's here. Please don't tell Ralph I'm here. Nice classic Zelda theme. Oh, we gotta dance again?
All I could do was awkwardly wave my arms around.
That's all any of us can do.
Yeah, it's called the Funky Chicken. It's in.
Oh, you've got all 3 Triforce parts, do you?
Nope, just the mark.
Hey, look at Mr. Important here. It actually is just a tattoo. McFly was never the hero, he just happened to be here.
There was a hoax for a while. I think it was after Wind Waker. I'm not sure when. It was an April Fool's joke. I forget what publication did it. But they did a hoax for a Zelda game where you played as a character who thought he was the hero of time, or at least one of the heroes, but he wasn't. And this was right before the Great Flood that led to Wind Waker.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, you know, that's a kind of risky game that I don't think Nintendo would ever touch, but I would love if they did.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun to have a in the Zelda universe story that doesn't really have anything to do with the main characters. They're just kind of in the background, maybe? Also, is this one of the only games Link actually gets like a kiss from Zelda?
I think so.
I don't remember this village.
I really thought those kids would just steal the bread from her.
Now that Baron and Onyx are gone, we are the ultimate evil. Your bread is mine.
Get back here, you brats!
Ralph kills them all with a sword off screen.
Nehru laughs.
So much blood.
No, he just kills them with his eyebrow.
Yeah, right.
It's sharp enough.
Hey, remember me?
Want to know why they call me Moosh? Lands on you. Eats Link.
Right. Holy shit.
Oh no, it really is! No. It was a fist bump. Moosh looks quite dignified.
He's just choking on a banana. Please help me.
And now for the one bit of artwork with Zelda.
Right. Is this Hyrule Castle? Where is Hyrule in relation to these other worlds? How did she get here?
She looks roughly like Ocarina of Time Zelda, maybe Wind Waker Zelda.
Yeah, remember this game, these Oracle games were released after Majora's Mask, but before Wind Waker, so the design was probably a little in between, but mostly based off of Ocarina of Time.
Oh, but that was Oracle of Seasons, and that was the Oracle duology, as it were.
There you go.
Having completed this one, and looking back on Ages, I think Ages is probably the better game.
Mm-hmm.
Seasons is relatively thin, and I probably got a lot more irritated with Seasons for some of the things that it did.
Right, so I feel very similar to that, and Ages ultimately is better to me, just because, like you said, the story's much more fleshed out, and the puzzles. I'm just more into the puzzle aspect of Zelda than the just how many things can you kill aspect.
It does feel like there was a lot more thought that went into it.
Yeah. It really does feel like this was the remake game that they kind of slapped a story onto because, oh, well, let's make an Oracle series instead.
I did like both of them. I did like a lot of the things that they did, particularly with some of the items, the different ways that they changed things up. It is still a case, like with Ages, I feel like they could have been better, but because they were on the Game Boy Color, they were really restrained by the format.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. So the next handheld Zelda after this, I believe, was Minish Cap, if I'm following the order correctly, and that opened up a lot more doors for what they could do on a portable system.
If only because they had the shoulder buttons now.
Yeah.
I might consider LPing that one in the future, but right now, as it stands, and as a reminder, Ages and Seasons were voted on by my patrons for me to LP, and they got to see these entire LPs first. I think if anything, Ages was completed while Stalker was still going public.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time that Ages starts going public, Seasons would probably already be completed for them, or if anything, it's in the middle of it.
The Triforce was seagulls all along. Nice tie into Wind Waker.
And a nice little tie into Link's Awakening.
Oh, yeah.
It's not directly said, but it's sort of implied that the Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, and Oracle Links are all the same person, and this sort of implies that after Seasons and Ages, he went off on the boat that took him to Link's Awakening.
Right, I mean, it ends almost exactly the same way the other one begins, with a boat on the ocean, except there's a storm. And that's how you start hero mode, by the way, which is what I thought this was at the beginning. You get to keep your rings, 4 hearts, all that business. So.
Yeah. Less than B. R2. But in a nice little bit of continuity, after Ages and Seasons, as voted by my patrons, I am going to be doing Spirit Tracks next. But immediately after that, I'm going to be doing Link's Awakening.
Oh, my favorite. Are you going to be doing it the right way or the straight way?
What?
I'm going to leave it at that.
Am I going to be doing it your way? No, because you already did that. And there's no way I can replicate that.
I don't think I could replicate that. That was all mostly random. It was kind of by sheer happenstance that it ended up coherent, kind of.
You say that.
Yeah, well, you know.
It ended up a completable LP as the real surprise.
Right, I was actually surprised I was able to complete the game that way. I was expecting it to just crash and be that was the end. But anyway, I look forward to your playthrough because I love that game.
It especially, I was talking earlier about how I like how the Game Boy Zeldas, the music in particular really comes through, even though it's just sort of like an 8-bit sound system.
Right.
Link's Awakening in particular has some really good melodies.
Right. So I would suggest going to the DX version because playing the standard version will feel a little bit more like a downgrade from these games, and there's some stuff that they polished up a little bit better when they did the DX color version. Plus there's an extra dungeon.
Yeah, I suppose so.
No map glitch, though. They fixed that.
But yeah, I did like both of these games. My preference for the 3D games, I think, still stands, even though it is probably just due to the limitations of the Game Boy Color, are mostly what I disliked about them. And they could get frustrating, but I am glad that my patrons voted for me to play them, because I'd mostly played like halfway through Seasons, but I don't think I would have ever completed either of them without them making me do it. And I'm glad I did. I've always been a huge fan of The Legend of Zelda, and it was nice being able to complete parts of it that I'd mostly ignored. Thank you, Mecha, for joining me for both of these.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna go back into hiding now.
Well, I might have to grab you and pull you back out for Link's Awakening.
Hell yeah, I'll jump in on that.
But coming up next, first for my patrons, and then we'll be going public once Seasons is fully uploaded, will be Spirit Tracks. And also be sure to check out Mecha Prime's old LP. It's on the LP archive, it's under the Oracle series. He looks a lot more at the linked game stuff and at the secrets. So stuff that I didn't show off, he probably showed off in his LP. But that's going to be it from us. Thank you to everyone who watched, and thanks again to my Patreon patrons who supported me and led to the creation of these LPs.
Adios, everybody.